Hi guys, it's Jess from Honest Fiction and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the prettiest books I own. Alright guys, so I was inspired to do this video because I've had a few direct messages on Instagram asking me where I've purchased certain books and certain book covers, so I figured I would just do a full video on it. I'm going to show you guys the books and then give you a very brief synopsis to see if you're interested, and it will be completely spoiler free. Also, if you're unfamiliar with my channel, I post new videos every Thursday and Sunday, and if you haven't yet, please like and subscribe. You can also check out my Instagram. It is linked down in the description below. With that being said, let's look at these books. All right, the first book up is actually a recent purchase, and I was so afraid. Funny story, not funny story, actually terrible story. My basement flooded when I was on vacation because of that hurricane, and I lost a lot of books, and I really thought one of these books, or this particular book, was gonna be one of the ones I lost. Somehow, miraculously, it was in perfect condition. I am so thankful because I really love this book, and I was very excited about this edition. And that is These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan. I love this story. It follows a girl who lives in a world where there are fae, and some people that are down on their luck can like sell themselves to the fae, and our main character Bree just wants nothing to do with fae at all. Unfortunately, her younger sister is kidnapped by the king of the Unseelie court, so Bree has to go to the fae territory to save her sister. In doing so, she meets the Seelie prince and forms a connection. She also meets a group of misfits from the Unseelie court, where she has a special connection with a certain member of that group. And it goes from there. This has been compared to ACOTAR and Cruel Prince. I actually did a full review of this book where I talked about the comparisons. So check that out. I'll leave it linked in the description in the cards. I love this book and I love this edition. So this is actually the UK edition cover, but the Fairyloot version. So instead, I think the flowers are blue in the normal cover. These are red. I'll leave a picture of what the cover looks like just so you guys can see. And I love it. I think it's beautiful. It has those like autumnal vibes. Then you have the side, the back. I'm gonna try to get my camera to focus on the sprayed edges. Kind of works. Yeah, and it's just so pretty. I absolutely love it. I love this so much more than the American cover, which is strange for me. I'm not someone who absolutely hates people on covers. Let me show you the American version. I have it somewhere. All right, so this was farther away than I thought it was, but this is the American cover, which is still very nice. It has the two love interests. I think I forgot to say there is a love triangle in this that I loved. It was done so well. But I just like the Fairyloot edition a little bit more, and the reverse dust jacket is just so good, it's so stunning. So one of my absolute favorite books. And funny enough, that Fairyloot box that had These Hollow Vows also had another book in it. This was the first box I got that had two books, and I have not read this book yet, but it is beautiful, and it is Afterlove, and this is by Tanya Byrne. I believe there are two girls that are in a relationship. One of them is killed, ends up becoming like a reaper to bring people into the afterlife, and they meet up again. I might be completely wrong. That's what I got from the synopsis, but this book, it's just so pretty, and it also has sprayed edges. So this is my first and only paperback with sprayed edges, and I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. I cannot wait to read this book. I'm putting it in my October TBR because I have so many books right now I really need to finish for September, but this is gonna be one of the first books I read in October. I'm so excited. Next up is a dust jacket, and this is what I get the most questions about. So this is my dust jacket from the Bookish box for A Court of Mist and Fury. I'm not gonna go into a synopsis about ACOTAR. I have many videos on the subject. I will leave some linked in the cards, some linked in the description, but absolute favorite series that really got me back into reading, and I'm obsessed. So these covers are from the Bookish box. I have all of them. Unfortunately, I don't have ACOTAR, A Court of Thorns and Roses in hardcover, so the dust jacket is on A Court of Frost and Starlight, but I will leave them all at the bottom so you can see what they look like. But I love these covers. I think they're so pretty. I will leave a link to the Bookish box down below. And yeah, that's it. I'm obsessed. Anything ACOTAR, I love. Moving on, we have The Prison Healer by Lynette. Noni. This is also the Fairyloot edition. I'm pretty sure most of the books on here are Fairyloot editions. but this follows Kiva, and Kiva is a girl who was sent when she was very young to Zalindov, which is this horrible prison that no one ever survives. Luckily, she knows medicine and she can heal people, so she ends up being the prison medic, and her family has been smuggling her notes saying, just be patient, we're coming to get you. And unfortunately, Kiva's been waiting and waiting, nothing happens. And suddenly the leader of this like rebel group, the queen, arrives at Zalindov, and in her pocket there is a note from her family, from Kiva's family, saying, you need to keep her alive, we're coming for you. Unfortunately, the queen has just been sent to do these terrible trials that no one has ever survived, so Kiva ends up going in her place. And it just follows Kiva's journey. I loved this book. I just ordered the next one. Oh my gosh, I forget the name of it. I'll leave it down below. Also from the Fairyloot edition. I think this is going to be one of my top series. But this book is so pretty. So this is the front. I don't know the difference between this and the regular cover. I think the other cover might be blue. I'll leave it at the bottom of the screen. But that's the front. You got the side, the back, and then my absolute favorite part are these sprayed edges. There you go. It looks like a lock. It also has purple on the top and the bottom. And then the reverse dust jacket is also, as always, just exquisite. But yeah, I love this book, especially this edition, so much. And next up is a book that a lot of you are probably familiar with. The Netflix show Shadow and Bone just came out on Netflix, or it came out a little while ago on Netflix. And it's amazing. Highly suggest, even if you didn't like Shadow and Bone, the series, the show, I feel like, did some things a little bit better, especially Mal, because I hate Mal. That's a whole tangent on its own, but the show is really good. Also, the whole Six of Crows heist going on, perfect, just chef's kiss. Anyway, this is the Fairyloot edition of Shadow and Bone, and the cool thing about this is you can buy this without being a member to Fairyloot. So they have a fairy trove, and this can just be an additional book that you purchase. So this is the front. Really pretty, really shiny, absolutely love it. I was kind of annoyed because there was a sticker on it when I got it, and I hate trying to get those off. And then that is the back. And then we have these beautiful blue sprayed edges with, it keeps wanting to focus on me, with, I think it's thorn, or maybe the antlers on the side. The other downside about this book is, unfortunately, I don't think they made the rest of them with the special edition. It's only this one, and that kind of bums me out. But overall, I really enjoyed this book. I really enjoyed this purchase. And yeah, if you want it, I will leave a link down in the description. And next up, we have another ACOTAR special edition. So I have this ACOTAR special edition. I kind of lied when I said I don't have ACOTAR in hardcover. This is the only ACOTAR hardcover I have, and I don't want to put a just jacket over it, only because my husband got me this for Christmas, and he doesn't typically buy me books. So I was very excited when he went out of his way to get me this. And this is also very pretty. Here we go. It has Farah on the front with her bow. I don't know why my camera doesn't want to focus. There we go. Farah on the front with her bow, and then on the back you have, I'm guessing that's Tam Tam, the tampon. Because you guys now know how I feel about Tamlin. But yeah, so I really, really love this. Mostly just because of sentimental reasons. My husband got it for me, and like I said, he doesn't normally typically buy books. This one, I believe you can get at Barnes & Noble. It's on their website. A lot of stores carry it, so this is pretty accessible. All right, the last 3 books on this list are either books that I DNF'd, books that I have started but I haven't finished yet, or books that are on my September or October TBR, and I'm hoping to get to them. So the first one is Witches Steeped in Gold by Ciannon Smart. So I was actually really bummed when I first opened this because I love the American edition of the book. I'll leave it on the screen. However, this has grown on me, and now it is one of my favorite Fairyloot books that I have. So this is a Jamaican-inspired fairy tale about 2 different witches that have always been enemies. However, they have to team up together to get revenge on this woman that is threatening both of their communities. I DNF'd this. So I started it, and I thought at the time it was just, I just wasn't in the mood. And then I tried it again, and the pacing is just a little slow. And typically I'll get the audiobook. I wasn't crazy about the audiobook version. I think this does have good points, and I actually do want to go back and try to finish this in the future, especially because I just think it's a gorgeous book, and I've heard very good things, very good reviews. Personally, I just couldn't get into it. So maybe in the winter time, where I'm more feeling like the witchy vibe, I'll jump back in. But anyway, still, the book is absolutely gorgeous. And it's smaller than all of my other Fairyloot editions. Here are the sprayed edges, super pretty. And then the back, if my camera wants to focus, there we go. And as always, the reverse dust jacket is just absolutely glorious. So I highly suggest checking this out if you want a Jamaican-inspired witchy vibe. I think this will end up being a good time. Next up is a book that was on my August TBR, but I never got around to it, and now I've been slowly reading it, and that is Fire with Fire, and this is by Destiny Soria. Sorry guys, it's another Fairyloot edition. I just love Fairyloot. And it's about two girls who are sisters, and they have absolutely nothing in common except they both love killing and slaying dragons. That is until Danny meets a dragon and has this special soul bond with him and starts to question everything she's been doing, and the two sisters become enemies. So far, very much enjoying it, and you have to admit, the book is stunning. I absolutely love the cover. There you go. The spine, Fire with Fire, so pretty. And then it's like mustard colored sprayed edges, which at first I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. They're actually showing up more yellow on camera, but it's more like a yellowish orange. And now I just think it's really, really pretty. And it's a book with dragons. It can't be bad. So far, like I said, I'm not very far into this at all. I'm hopefully gonna finish this by the end of August, by the end of September, so it can be in my September wrap up. But overall, highly suggest checking this out. And the last book I have is 6 Crimson Cranes, and this is by Elizabeth Lim. This is, once again, Fairyloot edition. So pretty. I was so excited when I got this because first I was hearing amazing things. This is the same author that wrote the Spin the Dawn duology. However, I've been reading a few reviews that aren't so crazy about it. They're saying it reads like younger YA. I'm not going to throw my opinion out there. Obviously, I have not read this yet. But just know that going in, I'm still very curious. I'm still 100% going to read this. But it follows a girl who I think ends up having some sort of forbidden magic. And at her betrothal or her marriage ceremony, people realize that she has it and she gets like cast out of society. I think both of her brothers end up being turned into cranes for some reason, and it's her search for them. That could be completely wrong. That's what I got by reading the back of it, and I didn't want to just read the back of the book to you guys, but the book itself is very pretty. So this is the front, and I believe this is the UK cover, which I actually prefer over the American cover, which once again, I will leave on the screen. Here is the sides. Ooh, if my camera wants to focus on it, there you go. The back, and then this beautiful cranes, the sprayed edges, which, oh my gosh, so pretty. And then we have purple on both sides, and as always, reverse dust jacket is just perfect. So can't wait to start this. All right, guys, those are all of my pretty books. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said earlier, I will leave links to Fairyloot and Bookish box down below. I'm not sponsored by either of these. I just want you guys to know where I get stuff. Also, a few of you have asked me on Instagram where I get my Bookish shirts from. So some of them I have gotten from Inkwell, which I will leave down below. I bought a few also from, I think it's the Bookish shop, and then a few hoodies and stuff I got from Etsy. So I will leave all of those linked down below. Once again, not sponsored, just want to help you guys out if you want Bookish merch. And that's it. So I said this already, I post new videos every Thursday and Sunday, and I will see you all next week. Bye.